Good morning, this is Priscilla again. We've got another play day. I hope you're going to enjoy us. Today I am going to use stencils and I'm going to use blending ink. Now, as you can see in front of me, I have got threads. The one is a distress ink, the one is a luminous ink, and the one is an oxide ink. Now, I'm going to do oxide first because oxide ink, you do not want to contaminate it. If you do, you're going to mess your ink up. So, what I'm going to do now, just blend it like that. Now you can use any blending tool. I've got some lovely blending tools, I've got those, I've got these, I've got little sponges. But for this, I'm just going to use that. Now, what I'm going to show you, you can use any ink. Doesn't matter what ink I use to blend with. The main thing is I add it with a bit of cap, so my stencil doesn't actually move. I'll use just three basic little colors, and so I'm using different stencil. Now when you blend, you always go from the outside in. On the stencil, you can start with a stencil because there's nothing to make little marks. And around, circle with it, and you must make sure that you actually take the one color over the next one, so it blends nicely. You also have to close your ink when you finish. Now, finish blending that, and here we've got a lovely little background to play with. I'm going to make tags today, so I'm going to make a couple of blending things first, and I want to join this, and I'm going to put it up there because I know that's where it goes. Again, first, I'm going to use turquoise. Round circular movements, lovely over each other, and I'm just going to put it here. So, that is blending. Nice circular movements, and as you can see, we've got a lovely little sheet to blend. I'm actually using our technique paper, which comes on 30 by 30, but I've got all cut up pieces left all over. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my stamping ready, and then I'm going to come back to this. Right, once I've blended up on another blend, what I do is I actually blend these in the back to make it thicker, and I'm just going to cut these basically to size to make a nice size tag. You can see I didn't work right to the edge, but that's not a problem. I'm going to make a nice, I'm going to use this for something else. So to make my tag properly in the top, what I do, I just cut it like, make sure it's more or less right, like that. Now, to do a Christmassy little stamp, what I do is I've got my stamp pad, I've got a nice red ink here, which I use a new dauber, and I just blend the sides. I make it nice and thick so it will really stand out. Remember, every time you use a dauber, different color ink, different dauber. But what I also do is I wash them when I'm done, and then I go and reuse the same thing again. So what I'm going to do here, if you find out your jelly stamps doesn't want to stick so nicely, what you can do is you actually wash them with a bit of sunlight, soap and water, then they get nice and sticky again. So I'm just using different inks to stamp. I need a bit of a leaf, do another leaf there. So what I like to do, now that piece is left over, I'll do that, otherwise I'm going to stamp my stamp pad. So now I'm going to do this red one again, and I'll sort of half stamp in the side all over on the stamp. Now I have got actually a nice Christmas stamp I for years, which I've never used. Now I'm going to see what is the top. Okay, nice wet ink, and I'll stamp that 25 December on it. Now all I do is I take a piece of ribbon when I'm done. Now if I want to jazz this up a little bit more, I can actually stamp some other things on it, but I'm just happy with this tag. So I can do another one. So what I do, use the red. I'll chop the corners away on the top now. Is I've done two background colors here with this. So cut that off. That off. Nice and thick. If I want to bring a bit more color into this, what I do, I'm going to take my blue, and now to blend you start out on the outside and you nice circular round movements. So I'm now actually blending over what I did with the stencil. And you can see that your blending that previously is still there. You're not doing it so dark that you don't see that. You can do it darker, you can do it as light as you want to. I'm using this stress ink because what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit of water to that. Find my water. Stop. I'll set out. Take a little bit of water. Use my splatter brush, and I'll just splatter that on there. So when this, with this oxide ink, when it reacts with the water, it actually, you do another one there. Now we're going to get it dry, and I'll show you just now. That's it. So we're going to take now another one, and I'm going to do some blending in the background. Now that's very blue. I want one with a bit of red to it, which is that one. So nice round, small, circular motions from my piece of paper. You can always work on a craft sheet, but at the moment I've just used little small things. A nice piece of, and eventually this piece of background paper I'm working on can also be used for a tag, because it picks up all the colors I'm doing. There we are, it's done. Do that, do that. I just edge it. Okay, now I'm going my splatter brush, and it will just get rid of the color in the back. Okay, so my next one, do that, do that. I'll do my edges. To finish all these stacks, what I do with them on the end, I put a little bit of ribbons on them, but I don't use, that's a bit too big. I don't use, make a hole in it. What I do is I actually just use a stapler, and I'll staple a little bit of ribbon on it. I will show you just now when I'm all done. I'm going to do all these in the meantime now. Okay, take all my tags. I just want to stamp some flowers on them. I can stamp with the oxide, which shows up quite nicely. There's paper in the back, and I'll sort of stamp just half little flowers there. So I'll now clean it with a bit of red one. As soon as dry, I'll take a red ink, and I'll just off center it a little bit, so you see you've got a multicolor there. Now you can do some writing on there, anything you want to. Let's do this stack. It actually looks quite nice if they follow suit on the side. You can stamp with any color ink you want to, almost any kind of ink. It doesn't really matter which you use. So now I'm going to use green again. Over stamp them a little bit. So you get these little two-tone little flowers here. Okay, they're all stamped except for this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'll stamp some green after the wet one, and I'm going to stamp some black, nice and bright. There, that's it stamped. Clean it off. Ready. And now I can do some wording on these, or some writing. I'll just get something good here. Now, to finish the tags off, I'll take short pieces of ribbon, I'll twist them, I'll hold them there. After I twisted them, I'm going to twist them properly. Okay, give it a twist, hold it, is one. If I think it's stand up too much, I'll get another staple. Now I've got another piece of red ribbon here. This is the one that I might like that. As you can see, in the meantime, I've done some stamping on these things. It's a nice red ribbon, but we will mix the two. And we'll put a thin one on top. I'll give it a twist. Turn it around. Hold it with your thumb. And there we are. Nice and quick and easy. It is just this paper. You know, that Christmas paper or mouse paper. What is nice is to play with your inks, to play with your stencils. You can do such varied things. I will go to stencils again just now. Now I'm going to use 2 ribbons here just to make it look nice and thick. And there you have, quick, a lot of tags to use. And they're actually nice to use. It's just your stamping with inks and a stencil work. Great fun.